Okay, you guys. So now I'm going to show you. A lot of people have been wondering about this one class, one courseware. So here are the frequently asked questions. So it started on June 10th, and it means that only one courseware will be available for each of these classes. Teachers cannot move to the next courseware, although you will be able to go back to see the courseware from the previous lesson for a review if necessary. So you have to pay attention to the class label when preparing for classes. So you can't go forward. You know how if we finished courseware, then we could go ahead and go forward to the next courseware. But with the classes that are marked one class, one courseware, we cannot. So does this affect all students? No, just for now, the new students that are going into the DaDa International Curriculum courseware. So just like they're trying to get teachers to come over to this new contract, they're getting students to come over to this new one class, one courseware idea. So it doesn't apply to all courses, only those that are marked. What training support will DaDa provide? So yeah, they'll have live training sessions, teacher videos. They already have links to videos for us to watch and prepare us for it. But I'm gonna show you those as well. And it says, are the one class, one courseware lessons the same lessons as we are teaching before? Mostly not. Many of the DaDa International Curriculum courseware have been newly adapted to better fit one class, one courseware. So I've noticed like some of the courseware that we have now, some of it might be like 6 slides. And then in 30 minutes, you have to do some heavy duty expansions. So with this one class, one courseware, they have it to where there are enough slides to ideally get through with it in one lesson instead of, if the student's really proficient, being able to fly through that one and go to the next one. So yeah, you're still going to need to use expansion techniques and get them conversing and things, but you shouldn't run out of courseware. So you shouldn't run out like we used to, where you'd run out, then you just go ahead and go to the next one. Why did DaDa make this change? These changes are being made to allow us to set more accurate expectations for parents, how long it takes to complete one level, and take into account feedback from parents and teachers on our courseware. Now, a lot of teachers have been saying things like, I'm right here, you guys. A lot of teachers have been saying things like, well, I don't like it because I don't want to have to be forced to complete a class in one setting. Because, DaDa is one of those rare companies where you don't have to complete it. You don't. You went to the next courseware. You just stayed on that one courseware for three lessons if that's what you needed to do. But there are parents that would prefer that, hey, get through with this one, go to the next one. Get through with this one, go through the next one. They want you to get done with the courseware and just move on to the next one. Some parents have that expectation. They want one class to be one courseware and the next class to be something else, not the same thing. But then there are parents that would really ask you, slow down, review, go back, talk about what you've already discussed. The good thing about the one class, one courseware, you will be able to go back to the previous lessons. So you do have that capability to review. So say you find yourself finishing early. You cannot go forward, but you can go back. You can you can make a game out of it. You can quiz them. They can earn points. So there's ways around doing it to where you're not forced to, oh, I have to finish this in one class. And if you don't finish it in one setting, then it's okay. You just can't move on to the next one, but it's not saying you absolutely have to finish this class in this one setting. So no, they haven't moved to that. Now it says, do I need to cover all the content? This is what I was just telling you. Do I need to cover all the content in each courseware in a 30-minute class? So here's the advice. See, they tell you, teach the student, not the materials. You guys, that's what I love. They're not saying you have to get it done. If it takes 2 classes to get the one courseware done because you want to make sure the student is understanding the content, do that. And then if you finish the courseware after that second class, then go back. Go back and review, make a game out of it, make it fun. Review that whole slide, review that whole lesson, go back to the previous one, review that. Prioritize achieving the aim of the lesson rather than covering all the pages in the courseware. See? There you go. But some of the lessons have over 80 pages of material. Some courseware, especially Wonders, have a lot of pages. And so many of these pages are transitions and can be ignored. So yeah, I did a trial video that I uploaded where it was, it might say, okay, let's read and find out. You don't have to read that to the student where it says, okay, let's read and find out. And then the next page might be the story. Some of them are transitional pages just to give you like a space and let you and the student kind of prepare you on what's to come. Now it's story time. Now let's review. Now let's learn new foods. Here are some new vocabulary words. So those aren't slides that you have to stop, read, and pay any extra attention to. But yeah, some of them have a lot of slides, but that's okay. So answers to the question on the previous page, homework activities, spending time on the slides you think give the most value to your student. There you go. And then look, somebody, I guess this is a question or something that someone said, so they put it in here. This is impossible. My student's level isn't high enough to get through this much content in one lesson. What should I do? If your student is in the wrong level, speak to the CO team. They should be able to start the process of moving them into a more appropriate level. Communication is key, you guys. Sometimes I will give you that. Sometimes when you are telling CO, hey, this level is not good, and then they contact the parents to say, hey, this is what we're going to do. If the parents are just like, no, that's not what I want, then if you're seeing that your student is stuck after you contact the CO and all that, more times than not, it's because the parent was persistent. They just really insisted on their child staying at the level that they're at. They don't understand that it's so difficult. They just want their child to be challenged. So yeah, it's frustrating, but it happens. Some coursewares don't have enough material for a 30-minute lesson. What should I do? We're working on adding extensions to some courseware. For the remainder, look at our trainings on extension activities in the teacher center. So they do have trainings. I'm really good at, I can start a conversation. We're going to play some games. So I've gotten really good at doing that. So you just, go back to extension activities and then go review previous lessons, make a game out of it, start a trivia, get them to earn points. Different things that you can do to get them excited about review and make them feel smart. It really makes them feel smart. Do a lot of free talk. That'll be a good opportunity to do some free talk about something your student is passionate about. Anytime they're using their English words, it is valuable. It is valuable. So I just switched it over to my camera. That's why you see the little camera thing. Because I'm doing a screen recording. So I just switched it over to my camera so you can see me. And yes, today during one of my classes, I was using my pins as rewards. So I just wanted to give you guys some insight on this one classroom or one courseware, one class type thing. They're not trying to conform to what all the other companies are doing, at least not yet. Please don't, DaDa. Don't do it. Don't conform. I love the way DaDa is so different from so many of the other companies where it's not like, get it done now, and this is the time you have to do it. They really trust us to know our students, to go to the page of the students. And I love that because I come from the actual brick and mortar classroom, and we all know as teachers that, have taught in a building or whatnot. Even if you haven't taught in a building, if you've taught in a professional, not online type setting, you know how it is when you have so many students and they're on different levels. You can't just fly by at one pace, the same pace, and expect everybody to get it at that same exact time, the same exact way. So it's one-on-one, and they really want you to go by the student. Like they said, teach according to the student, not the courseware. So I love that. So I hope that gave you some ease of mind about the One Courseware, One Classroom thingy. And then you're able to kind of get an idea on how you're going to do that. So I like to look at the child's age, if it's one of my regulars, if it's not a regular. There's a lot of things that I take into consideration to prepare and, you know, converse, puppets, whatever it is. If I needed to do expansion, if I need to do review. I've only done one of these One Courseware, and it really, I stretched out to where it really took the whole One Classroom to get from the first slide to the last slide. But we did it. We did it. And we went over like maybe 5 seconds, and that was just me because I talk. So I hope this was helpful for you. And as always, TTFN.